Aries, I like it. Back in the game, are we? No surprise, Mars is back in your sign this week, so that makes sense. Three of Pentacles coming up. That this is excellent. And a lot of the signs have been getting this kind of energy where, you might have been planning, you might have been compromising, you might have been looking at, the best people to make it work, taking everyone else's ideas, whatever, into consideration. I always see this as mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. Why? The guy, he usually has plans in his hand, this guy here, but he doesn't in this. So that could be, the mind, the ideas. This is what we're trying to do. The body is this guy. He's actually physically doing the work, the labor, right? And then the spirit is this guy here. He looks like a priest or something. That's the spirit that comes into this. So it's all three working together to create something. They're building this cathedral here. What does that mean in our everyday life? Because we're not all trying to build cathedrals, right? But it's that the people that we work with, who are we planning with? What action are we looking to take? It's community, so it might be compromising. The team that we work with at work, our families, our partners, whatever. It's us coming together to create something, building it together. But have a look at what we've come from. The Hermit. So you have a very clear idea of what you want out of this. Very much so. Very much so. I kind of get the sense that this is about a group collaboration. Even if it's love, and this could go anywhere, and that's the whole readings this time. This is the whole energy of it. We can apply it to literally anything. Anything. But this has been that you kind of looking within, and it's important. The Hermit is always about finding our own power. Finding our own power within a situation. That's why, wherever he actually looks like a bit of a statue here, right? Like he's almost becomes this statue. It's not about the surroundings. It's not what's around him. It's him. Where am I going to go? What do I find? Wherever he goes, and we get the indicator of like traveling with that wand, right? And he's always out in the wilderness. But he's shining a light, and there's a star in there. Star of hope. What gives you hope? What can you change in the situation? What are the answers that the answers that we seek? They lie within us. The Hermit says that. What we want, how we feel, whatever it is, all that lovely internal gooey stuff that goes on, our fears, our doubts, whatever. The Hermit looks at all of that. And what I always point out with the Hermit is it's number 9 in the Major Arcana. It's number 9 in the Major Arcana. Number 10, where this leads to, is the Wheel of Fortune. So kind of fate kicks in, the opportunities kick in once we've done the inner work. And you've done that. That's the past, right? Last week, last month, last year. Figuring out, who am I? What do I want out of this? What are the questions and what are the answers, right? That's this. Now you're looking to build that. And you might be looking for, who can I work with? Some of you might be looking to start a business. And you're trying to figure out, well, who do I work with? I'm not actually getting that as the major message. And I might have said this was about compromising and working with others. And it is to some extent. It's those kind of themes come up. But when your advice is the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, that is not playing nice. That is the nicest way to put that. That is not playing nice. Have you been playing nice? And it's not really getting you to where you want to be. I get the sense that some of you are meant to be working together, and yet you kind of feel like you're the only one doing the work. Or, you have the knowledge of how to do this, and maybe other people are kind of riding on your coattails. We have the King of Swords. I didn't miss him. We have the King of Swords coming up at the heart of this reading. I mean, bloody hell. So this is, I'm saying that because imagine him sat in the middle here. The internal work, the outer work, right? And in the middle, we have him. I know what my truth is. I know who I am. The King of Swords could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you might be dealing with an air sign, but remember, the signs don't own the cards. They just lend their characteristics to it. Same with the genders. Doesn't matter if it's a king or queen. The fact that a king comes up means this guy has mastery. And it's interesting because this guy's trying to gain mastery over something. I feel like you know something in theory really well. You are very clear on your truth in this situation. Whether it's and that keeps coming up. I know. That's him. He has his sort of truth. If you came and asked him something, he can very eloquently convey his thoughts, his ideas. He can debate stuff. He's all about communication. So that kind of side of it, the thoughts, the beliefs, the ideas, all of that stuff, we're good on. The King of Swords is coming up there. Now, for some of you, it might be I'm just getting the sense that, there's a herd or there's a group of people and Aries is coming out on the side. You're going in your own direction. I don't know if your truth is in alignment with everyone else's truth right now, whether that's work, whether that's whatever. For some people, that might be a promotion to go from this working together to a king. That maybe that's your goal, right? That screw these people. I'm going to work hard on what I want to do so I can be the boss. So I can be the one that everyone comes to, be the consultant, be the one that gives the advice or the knowledge. Because somewhere in this hermit energy, which, yeah, it can be lonely, it can be a lot of those things, you found your power in this. And your power is what you know. It's what you know. Now think about that for a moment. If this is not work, and I don't mean to keep going that direction, I'm just giving the examples for that because we've got this kind of energy coming in. If this is relationship stuff, right? You have a truth now. If this is your everyday life, where you want to live, whatever it is, wherever you apply this energy, do not doubt for 1 second that you don't know what's going on. You know. This combination, this is whole scale, full knowledge coming in here. But where do we apply that physically? That's this. So we have the 8 of Pentacles in the present. The Apprentice card, right? This is about physically doing the work. It's looking down at what's right in front of you and working on that and trying to get it as perfect as possible. I love the 8 of Pentacles in the present. I really do love it in the present. Why? Because he's so in the moment. He's so focused on what he is actually doing. He's not looking around himself. He's not looking at anything else. He's only focused on what he's trying to create. And that is long-term security and stability. But I want to say this. So this is what we know, right? This knowledge, beliefs, ideas, thoughts, whatever. This is the work that we're doing on this. The physical, the practical reality around us. This, the inner work. Where's the dream? Where's the dream? There's a lot of should energy coming in with this. Where's the could? Does that make sense? That I should be doing this, or I should go for that promotion, or I should apply my degree to this, or, I know what the kind of relationship that I want. So I'm going to start dating and I'm going to do all of that. Great. You can build bloody empires with that kind of energy. Or can you? You need a dream to keep you going. And I kind of feel before you get too settled in this energy, I think you're going to get hit with a new dream, a new idea. You're going to look at your options and think, well, think about it. 7 of Cups. He's got all these options in front of him. And this card says to you, which dream is worth pursuing, which dream isn't, which, gives it's implied here that there's more than one dream that you could go after. Now, 7 of Cups can be illusion, fantasy. It's like, that's just a fantasy. That's not, I don't see that in your reading. In fact, I see this as an injection of some much needed fantasy, some much needed kind of dream energy coming in. It's the could. I could do that. And the 7 of Cups, it asks us to look at how we feel. It sounds like a very kind of rational, logical energy, which dream's worth pursuing, which dream isn't. But how do you determine that? You determine that by how you feel about it. Now, that's amazing energy when you've got the King of Swords sat above there, because he's going to know exactly what to do with that. He will come up with a plan like this. Like, yeah, we can make it work like this. But the King of Swords as well. Great guy, logic, he's great at communicating. His word is his oath, he stands by it. He's very honest, truthful energy, but he can detach from his emotions. And this feels like an injection of that. It's saying, Aries, great, you've got great stuff going on here that you're ready to work on this. Does it appeal to you emotionally? And I would remind you that, when the 6 of Cups, the 7 of Cups comes up, the card before is the 6 of Cups, where we've looked back, the nostalgia, right? Looked back at when we were truly happy before the loss of innocence. This is now saying, well, where am I right now? What appeals to me right now? That was great back then. What do I want right now? And let's not forget, the card that comes after the 7 of Cups is the 8 of Cups, where you're emotionally done with something. Those options don't appeal to me. I'm going to go find the 9 of Cups, which is my heart's desire. That's a little tarot lesson there of how the cups progress. So that's where you are in the whole scheme of things here. Are you still in on this dream? Do you want to do something else? What's been stopping you from going for whatever the actual dream is that you want? Is it other people? Is it you were trying to play nice with other people? Because we've got the 5 of Swords and the bloody 5 of Wands here. 5s. agents of chaos. I always call them that. They're the agents of chaos. Why? Because they feel so intense. They feel so intense. Now, the Five of Swords, I always see it as a lot more intense than the Five of Wands. Why? Because the Five of Swords it's, what are you willing to do to get what you want? But you haven't figured out what you want. You're empowered, you're working on stuff, you're moving in a direction, but this is that check-in of, does it still resonate with me? Is this still my dream? Is this still my dream? And I kind of get the sense it's a lot to do with either the people that you're working with or the people that you have to deal with. Now, that can play in a lot of different ways. It might be, I love this job, but I despise this team. They don't do anything. They're lazy. They're all talk. I'm the one that gets to do everything. I'm the one that knows everything. I could go set up my own whatever. If this is a relationship, the relationship might be great. You know, it looks good. I can see us together. We'd have a great home. Our kids would be beautiful, all of that kind of stuff. But that person's family might be just interfering all the time. And you're like, well, I can't do this. I'm getting that sense of other people. Five of Swords is when we can say this person is selfish. This person is selfish. But are they? Fulfilling your own needs and wants. It's selfish is not taking care of yourself. Selfish is not trying to fulfill your own needs and wants. Selfish is when you expect other people to do it. So people get it twisted when it comes to the word selfish. Knowing your own self-worth and trying to take care of your own needs, your dreams, your desires. I'm sorry if that doesn't include other people, but that's not selfish. You're being true to yourself. Selfish is when you expect other people to give up on their dreams, their whatever, to make it good for you. That is selfish. So selfish is a much maligned word. But this is, what is your truth and what are you willing to do to get what you want? Because what it feels like is there's going to be a lot of people that have they're not going to like it. That's kind of what it is. But, the Five of Swords might be how you're seeing it. But the clarification was the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is all about stepping up and showing what you're made of. Because people haven't seen this yet. It's happened within you. And you've been talking and working nice, playing nice with others. So maybe it's time not to play nice with others. But, I've seen it already. There's a lot of defensive people around at the moment. There are a lot of people that they don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. And then yet they look at other people who are like, yeah, it pisses them off. And why wouldn't it, right? That makes sense. But we can't allow someone else's truth to affect our own truth. Because you're the one that's going to have to buckle down and work on this. You're the one who's seeing the dream that's going to work towards your dream, right? So I will always say this when the fives come up as your advice. Yeah, you're going to piss some people off. It's up to you to figure out, is that worth it for you? Are you ready to compromise your own power to allow other people, to keep other people happy? That's why the King of Swords is there. Are you going to be true to yourself, true to your word, true to what it is that, and it might be for some of you that's the situation. Maybe you promised that I would work well with them, or I'd do this with that family, or I'll do whatever. And now you're like, that's not in line with my dream. That's not what I want out of this. Or, I'm dimming my light to try to fit in with other people. I'm hiding my truth to try to fit in with other people. It feels intense, guys. No, I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat that when the fives come up. All right. So this is interesting. We got spend some quality time together. It's imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. Now, I said this, the King of Swords, he's very good at articulating, and saying that this is what I want, this is what I believe, this is what I think, this is what I know. That's him. But the key thing here is spend some quality time together. And it says very clearly, with those that we are in significant relationships with. People that are in significant relationships with you, that love you, that care about you, that, have your back, have the same vision as you, whatever, however you want to see it. They don't do this. Those are the people. Have you ever had that, when you tell people, you might post something on Instagram or something and it's be like, oh my God, guys, I just hit, I don't know, I can now lift this much at the gym, or I can do whatever. The people, they'll be happy for you because it means something to you. It might mean shit all to them, but they'll be happy for you because it means something to you. Those are your significant relationships. The rest of these people who have oh, well, I don't know if you should be doing that, Aries. And I don't know if are you ready for that? The ones that doubt, the ones that doubt you, those are not significant. I'm sorry to say that. All right, Aries, thank you so much for watching.